Welcome again, everyone. Jerry's Old Guy Review. Let it fly on Fridays, but it's Sunday. Guys, I'm going to tell you. Until further notice, I've made the decision that this video is going to be released on Saturday from now on. It's going to be filmed on Friday, but it seems that I am just incapable of getting this done Thursday night to release it on Friday because for some unknown reason, I can get off of work right at 5 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday. No problems. Thursday and Friday, for some reason, always 5:30 or 20 after 5 or 5:35, which doesn't get me home till after 6, which, yes, I could get it done theoretically Thursday night, but great, by the time I'm home, it's after 6. My wife gets home right after that. Ugh. I don't have Wi-Fi at work, so I can't even, which is one of the things I did when I started doing Let It Fly on Fridays, make the video on Thursday, and then I could release it at 3 o'clock Friday, just at work, boom, hit the button, let it upload. But it seems that fate is after me every step of the way. This Friday, I was like, okay, it's still late. I can get home, get it done. The mother of all storms. I don't know what's going on in Alaska right now. Usually at this point, it's raining all the time. And it's just enough to make things wet. Nothing really to affect it. This one's coming down so hard. It's been so dry. The ground can't soak up the water. So everything's flooding. It is just an apocalyptic storm. Tree branches are falling everywhere. Power goes out. And for any of you that know, it is just tedious to try to upload a video to YouTube without Wi-Fi. And if you haven't filmed your video and you have to do it, and it's so dark outside, it's like night, and you don't have enough lights in your workshop to film your video. So needless to say, I had to go to work for a little while on Saturday. Power was back on. By the time I got home, I had 2 trees in the backyard that were thinking about visiting the ground. So I had to take care of those. Lost a whole day. Big excuses. Big excuses. So, once again, until further notice, Let It Fly on Fridays will be released on Saturday, so that way I can film it Friday night instead. God willing, without nature coming into effect or life getting in the way. So we're going to try to get back on a normal schedule. But moving on from my excuse area. Oh, let me. Woods. I want to put a big shout out. Despite the last few weeks being just crazy for the channel, the subscribers are still rolling in. And I didn't even get to mention that. Well, I actually forgot about it to mention it. We hit 700 last week. We're up to 721. Thanks, all you guys and gals, for taking the time to like and subscribe. Throw it down in the comment section. You know, I want to hear from you guys if you're new. Interaction. I love it. I want to talk to you. Throw your ideas out. Throw what you may want to see. You know, I guess I'm going to have to confess, for those of you waiting for the MST. So, a quick little backstory. A lot of you regulars have known, but back in August of 2019, I had neck surgery. And there was a potential, once it was done, that I was going to have a lot of nerve damage. Well, it hasn't really shown its face until I started working on the MST. Because for everybody knows me, it's all in the details. And a lot of times, I'm using those. And this doesn't give me much problem because there's more surface to it, I guess. But even that, a lot of times I have to hold my hand to make it steadier. The MST build is involving a lot of this, which my hands do not like at all now. Holding this little skinny paintbrush. So I've still got the back section to finish with these. And I can only do it for a little while until, I can't even hold this steady because this gripping is horrible. And it's sad for me because I love, I got a whole drawer of these and I love detailing with the paintbrush, but it looks like I may have to start trying this or invest in a lot of paint markers, which I don't even have one sitting. Yeah, there we go. Ugh. These are better. I could probably do more with these, but I'm into a lot of flat paint now, and our local model shop that carries these doesn't have a lot of flat paint. So I'm going to have to start probably buying them off of the Google machine. Give me some flat paints and see if I can get back at it. So that's still coming today. I'm hoping I want to finish up the chassis. All the detailing I was doing to that is done. So that I can finish putting back together so I can at least, putz it around, see how well it does. But on the detailing front, so what's your guys' preference for, do you use tape if you're doing, your Lexan bodies or your hard bodies? I've got a new paint tape. What is it? Normally I use the 3M automotive tape is what I use. I use it in the white and the green. Those are my faves. Green's my favorite. Well, here's a new. It is called Frog Tape. And this is what the big guys use when they're painting buildings and whatnots. But what I've noticed is when I do multiple coats, even on the green tape, the automotive tape, there is sometimes, no matter how well I put it down, you get that little bleed every now and again. But this says that it eliminates that bleed completely. So, Frog Tape. It's painter's tape, so we'll see. I always thought the automotive stuff was better. What does it say? Wow. Oh, I don't know. I think RC paint is enamel paint. This says it reacts with Lexan paint. That's what happens when you talk to a painter. He doesn't specify things like that. So, I am going to give it a test on some. Maybe I'll test it out on some scrap first. But, moving on to RC stuff, because I have news. Now, one of my new subscribers, Kurgan O'Neill, and I were just talking, I think it was last week, about the next thing from Red Cat. And I speculated it might be a little while with their new releases, but Red Cat showed me up. So, Red Cat has the Marksman coming out, which is touted as a TC8 1/8 scale chassis, which, boom, 1/8 scale is what we were talking about. We were talking about bigger scales, and don't want to toot my own horns, but 2 weeks ago I was talking about using using the Wendigo axles to make a 1/8 scale. I might be a psychic. So this new Marksman is a 1/8 scale, but finally, and I would expect something different from Red Cat. The Jeepster Commando. It's, they went a little bit further than I would have expected to. You know what it is, but they made it look a little different. The fenders are a little more Jeepy than what they were on the original one, but you can go check it out if you just put in Red Cat Marksman, and you can go right to the Red Cat site and check it out. So the Gen 8 and the Wendigo are similar but different. They didn't really combine the two. They took aspects and put them together. So where the Gen 8 is a lot more of a one-piece design. It's not one piece, but when it's all together, it looks like one solid piece. The Wendigo is still older style, wide open. Electronics just sit out in the open. But this new TC8 chassis is a true merger of the two chassis. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not ashamed to say that I will be getting one. As soon as it's available, I'm going to be ordering it. It's only, what was it? $449, I think, is what it says on the list price for it. How can you go wrong? It's big. And you know what? Red Cat actually has a different style of Interco tires than just the Super Swampers. So the tires will be different for Red Cat. Yeah! I can't wait to see it. But that brings me up to one other point. We've all been talking about the Gen 8 on the channel. And I'm going to tell you, I am fixing to do my first swap on it. My Gen 8 is going to get a 1080 because it's got the Hobby Wing, but to me the Hobby Wing that's in it is more like a 1060, and not the best for the crawler. If you're going to make it a crawler, you want to have the 1080. So that's coming out. Plus, it seems to be giving me some issues. It seems that maybe internally it thinks, despite whatever battery, because I run it with a nickel metal a lot. Just because it's not, I'm not out there for hours and hours with it. And I'm just here at the house. I can come in and grab another battery. I'm not hauling it out to the field. So, I've experimented with back and forth. But I think after the last time I swapped it from LiPo to nickel metal, I think it's stuck now, or something's transpired, because it seems to have the low voltage protection stuck on. And no matter what I've done, being 1060-ish, I can't go in there and manually do anything other than pull the little pin out and go back and forth. And I've even swapped the pins to make sure it wasn't just a pin problem. So that one may not have liked being switched back and forth all the time. So it's getting a 1080. So moving on, for those of you who have been waiting for Axial to release a new version of the SCX-10 because you didn't want the Wrangler or the Gladiator. What? Oh, ignore that. They have the most beautiful, well, let me stop you right there. The most expensive SCX-10 but the most beautiful older Bronco And seeing that the 3 is bigger, I am anticipating that the Bronco body, not a new Bronco, an old Bronco, should be on par with the Red Cat Gen 8's body. Because, I mean, you got a lot of body to cover. It's going to have to be bigger. And I'm a little torn. I really like it. It's a very well detailed body, which, you know, the Gladiator is too. The only reason that a Wrangler wannabe was permitted in the household was how good the body looked. The new one, the Bronco, it's got cage doors that open, full interior, it's an open roof, but unlike the 2 SCX-10-2 Blazer that had just kind of a, well, it was what I call the axial faux body interior, where it wasn't a full depth interior. This one is full depth. You got opening cage doors, you've got seats and pedals and shifters. They're not just stickers or little short pieces of plastic. It looks really good. But at $549, with the same Spectrum, you know, electronics in it, the same horrible little dig servo, which, you know, I already told you guys, not even using my Gladiator one, it's smoked. And I've read through the whole description, hoping to find that they say they upgraded it or fixed the problem with the dig. Nope, not even gonna acknowledge it. Red Cat biaxial. Square them away. Show them how to take care of people. So those are the 2 new news. 2 new kits coming out, one of which I have to have. Red Cat. But I know a lot of you have been waiting, have in the comment section, a lot of big decisions, holding off on the 3. Go over to Axial's website and check it out. You may be thinking about buying the most expensive SCX-3 you can get. So, move along on that point. Let me know if you get one. I'll tell you about the Marksman. You can tell me about the 3. So here is one of my biggest issues lately. Sound kits. For some ungodly reason, they have just overtaken my world. A lot of the problems and why I don't have more driving videos and whatnot going on right now is the free time I have had that I came down the workshop to start tinkering with a truck ended up being a sound kit. So I'm now up to 3 different kinds. The ESS, which I took and put in the lifted up TRX4 to try it out. Pretty good installation. You know, it made it easy that there's an extra plug on it for power, and instead of having to modify anything, I was just able to use the XL5's extra plug for the light kit. Summertime, don't need the lights. Plugged it right in. Sounds pretty good. But the other 2 that I am quite certain that Cross and RC 4-wheel drive sound kit, their sound kits are made in the exact same factory. Except for the Cross is a little more compact. But I was gifted a Cross sound kit by my very good friend, Steve. And he got me just on this. Oh my Lord. So first I tried to put it in my TC6 or my HC6 because, hey, it's a Cross. Well, this sound kit came from the Mammoth, which the Mammoth has its own light kit. And the sound kit is made to plug into the light kit. The HC6 light kit is not compatible with it. So every time you plug it in, it doesn't want to work. So what I did was take the Cross kit, which is over here, which needs to be the finish install in my heavy haul. Because of the limited space, the RC four-wheel drive one, I can't fit it in there without it being visible everywhere. And I just couldn't have that. So the Cross one is way more compact. It's going to fit in there. So I removed that from the HC6. So then I went and got the RC four-wheel drive one to put in my HC6, which is compatible. As long as you're using, here's my biggest thing I found out with these sticks, or these sound kits. If you have a stick radio, they work perfect. They are designed for a stick radio or a pistol grip radio that has a true third channel on it with a toggle. These 3-channel switches they're putting on that they're calling a third channel is generally on or off. And you can feel that when you do it. There's no neutral. But even the normal switches, which feels like they're a neutral, don't work. But if you get a true toggle switch for a third channel, then they'll work. Because you have to wire the sound kits so you can externally turn them on and off. That's how it works. The only way it'll start is if you can hit the switch, it starts, you turn the switch off, and then it starts up. So, got the HC6 all wired up. The sound kit is so big when you're working on, big trucks, big room inside. These sound kits are no problem. But in these 114s, where there's limited space, these sound kits are too big. So it just was agitating the crap out of me that the HC6, I didn't have extra room to stick things. I had to take the nice detailed interior out because the only way to make it fit would be to cut a huge hole in the center. But, that sound kit may not live there for a while. So right now it's just in mock-up mode, no interior, but it sounds good, which that will be in a video. I'm going to show off the HC6, and I think I'll do them both in the same video. Just a sound kit video. So that covers the sound kits. Now, this is not by any stretch of the imagination a small channel. For those of you that don't know, unless you've been living under a rock, RC Sparks is back. And he's even got a new gold video. He took off the YouTube Gold. Good dedication to his buddies that helped him make the original YouTube Gold. Retired that name. The new one's just called Gold. And I'm glad he took some time off because it is way more saucy. And I used to love getting up every Sunday morning watching YouTube Gold. And now I can get up on Sunday mornings, watch some Gold. It's funnier, it's raunchier. The humor is just at my level. So good to see Aaron's back. And good to see that he's whipping out some good saucy entertainment for me. And that covers that. But now, we got a bunch of shout outs because I did not do last week's or the week before. There have been some great new subscribers, commenters. We have had some great discussions. We have covered the HG trucks. We have covered the Red Cat trucks. We've covered the trailers and some semis and talking about everything. It has been excellent. So while I haven't been providing you with more entertainment, you guys have been providing me with excellent commentary. So let's get to it. Darren Olney, Vid Outdoors, AC Butcher, Alan Purin, D's Links, love it. Guy number 1, all spelled out, love that. Shabby Don't Try Me, Peter L, Willard Phillips, Kevin Breaker, Kitchen Brinks, Ryan Dalton, and Kurgan O'Neill. Thanks for all being new and coming by and commenting. Let's keep it up. Let's keep the chatting. And just a little preview. Indigo Creek Trading wanted to see a video on phasing drive shafts. I know there's some out there, but I'm still going to do one because I happen to have drive shafts laying around. And it matters to some vehicles. We got the sound kits. Hopefully, I'll have the chassis all done on the MST CFX today. I can get the body. Hopefully, I just got to drill holes and mount all the goodies on it. That should be taken care of. And then, hopefully, I'll do a little bit every day with these wobblers and get the rear end of it done so we can get it out there. Other than that, 23 July 21, 2 days late, let it fly on Fridays with Jerry. Thanks all of you, and I will see you next Saturday for this one, but I'm going to visit you during the week. Later.